Testing, testing, testing. This is the Combat Collective. We are officially going live here in just a couple of minutes. No time to waste. Plenty of talk about. And I haven't slept, so we'll see how this goes. See y'all in a minute. All right, what does that clock say? Looks like it's about time to get dancing here. Hopefully, everyone's doing well. I don't know how many people we have. We're about to wrangle in the Instagram viewers, so that'll be interesting. Making a couple of social media posts saying that we are live, and then we'll be, well, live. We got an hour to talk about a lot of things, so there won't be much time to waste. Gonna change up the format a little bit. We'll see how it goes. If you know people that like NHRL, looking for something to watch, maybe you're in the venue right now getting ready. Go ahead and put it on. Tell a friend. Let people know. We're about to get discussing here in like a minute and a half. If I have good internet, I don't know. I just went down a lot. Nope, there we go. Pray to God. I just don't want to be. Okay. Do 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 do. How about that World Series? We'll talk about that in a second too. We like sports here. Share, sharing it to Instagram. We are not switching our audio device anywhere. I'm still good. Good. Gonna copy our live link here in a second. Don't want to take too long. We're not trying to lose any time here. Copy link address. Close that. Close that. Close that. It better not be screwed with my bit rate. Thankfully, you guys aren't really seeing much right now, but it would suck to lose it. Bad time. I have everything else turned off. Like nothing's on Wi-Fi or anything, so I should be okay. 701. Uh-oh, gotta pick up the ball a little bit here. Media and links. Hope you all are all having a really good morning. Might as well just say that before you guys see my face. And there we go. Everyone, TCC Live is live. And we're breaking down the final NHRL qualifier of the regular season. Hop aboard on YT or IG. Should have done this earlier. I do apologize. I thought it'd be quicker. Let's see what happens here. Post that there. Post this here. And we are set to go in 0 seconds. Made the post on Instagram. I believe it got shared. And if there's a little overrun, there's a little overrun. We'll still figure this out because we got a lot to chat about here, guys. A lot of things to discuss. Teams to discuss. We have teams that have not qualified for NHRL. We got teams that have. We got fan favorites, fun designs. You know how it goes here. All right, we're about to go. Da 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 da. I need to set up a little bit. Hello. How do I want to do this? It's always weird how I need to position myself for one of these streams. I think I set my camera too high. I have. Uh-oh. It definitely adjusted while I was showering because I did not have it like this when I hopped out of the shower, hopped into the shower, I should say. Well, this stinks. No, not that way. Like, that way. It's inside baseball over there. We don't need to see all that. Well, that's fine with me. Just try to get this fixed. I am very tired. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another TCC live stream. I guess I should look at this camera right here. I am your host, as always, on these live streams, Sterling Brown, a.k.a. Sterling TXTG, on Instagram, Corey300, and many robot combat cultures. And we're here. I am on zero sleep. It has been a hectic time. Like I said, let me tell you about my last couple of days, as I now have this camera set up very bizarrely, or I should say my monitor set up very bizarrely to make this work. But we're working here. Day before yesterday, feels like yesterday, but it was day before yesterday. I was up till 2 working on the Battle of Robots video, and then slept till 7 so I could finish the Battle of Robots video because VK, the Battle of Robots video engine, is just awful. The drizzling shits. It had to have crashed 30 times while I was collecting media for the video. Let it render while I went to work from like 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock yesterday at my real job. Got home, published a video on YouTube. That took a couple of hours. Made the thumbnail, put it on descriptions, social media, all that jazz. Had like 3 hours to myself before I had to start working on graphics for this. I watched the World Series Game 1. Actually got the Dodgers jersey on. Jackie Robinson jersey on for that. Go Dodgers, even though Death Star series. I don't know. If there's one thing I love outside of robot combat, it's baseball. And I watched a lot of games this year. That might have been the best game I've watched this year. I can't even lie. But I digress. Y'all are here for a different type of sport. And I was too. So after the game, I hopped on here for a couple of hours. I made all the graphics that we're about to look at for the live stream. Finished it literally just in time for Battle of Robots Qualifier B, which started at 3 a.m. I stayed up for that. Just finished watching it like an hour ago. In fact, Battle of Robots Qualifier B actually hits live about the same time we do. In fact, I just realized I forgot to turn on our Instagram live. Speaking of live, we're doing great here to start off. Oh, fuck off. I'm on the right account, right? Make sure. There we go. That's perfect. Sorry, YouTube. We got to go live on Instagram here as well. Completely forgot about it. And hello, Instagram. We're also live on the Combat Collective. I'm sorry. I completely forgot to turn you guys on there for a second, as now we're live on both YouTube and Instagram. Great to see you guys. I was just talking about the YouTube page, people, to about my day. I'm doing an all-nighter right here. Watched the World Series. Edited the Battle of Robots video, which is now out on our YouTube page. If you saw our Instagram post, finished editing that, published it, social media for that, did graphics, watched Battle of Robots at 3 a.m. I'm on zero sleep, and we're going right now, right here, on both YouTube and Instagram officially here, to talk about Norwalk Havoc Robot League. Not all of that, though I do imagine we have some Battle of Robots fans here as well. There has to be an overlay, because like I said, they both kind of ended around the same time, and they're both going to flare back up around the same time. So if you guys are here watching heavyweights like I am right now, welcome aboard, and it's so good to have all of y'all here. We have a couple of viewers, not too many yet. It is always very early. Thank you all for welcoming us, the Combat Collective, in here for y'all's breakfast. But we got a lot to talk about here today. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's not mess with that right now, because we got graphics and stuff. 3 weight classes, of course. This is a huge NHRL event. Final event of the regular season, of course. So a lot of teams are going to be having that mad scramble to try to get those final 4 slots in all 4 weight classes. In all 3 weight classes. 12 final spots altogether to make it into that NHRL December finals on the 7th of December. I can't wait. It's going to be a fat-ass field. A lot of really good robots. Not as much of an international flair this year. We're going to be talking about some international robots that are trying to qualify this time around. Looking forward to that. Talk about some of the big names, some controversial robots, some polarizing robots. And you want to talk about polarizing, we're going to jump right into this. We're already 10 minutes into the hour, so no more reason to waste time. Beetle weights, of course, as always. You know how we kick these things off. We always talk about 4 robots in every single weight class that I want you guys to watch out for. Fun robots, contenders, big names, all the sort. And we're good, like I said, before the live stream. We're doing it a little bit different this time, since we do have so much to talk about, extra panels and what have you. We're going to change up the order a little bit here. We're going to go over all these, and then if we have a little bit of time, we'll look at the qualifier matches instead of looking at them between classes. Felt a little bit clunky. Maybe this will be better. We're going to see how it goes down. So yes, looking at robots to watch out for, and then we're going to look at stories, various other things like non-qualified robots and teams, some predictions, and we'll see where we're at from there. As it is 7:10 a.m. right now, Central Standard Time, 8:10 on the East Coast, where Norwalk Havoc is going on. And we got some people joining in on Instagram. We have some people in on YouTube right now. Welcome aboard, guys. Welcome Adija24 on the Combat Collective on Instagram. Same with you, RG Price 00. We are talking about Norwalk Havoc, October. I guess it's the National Havoc Robot League. I really need to get better about that. Crazy Habibi, welcome back. I know I recognize you before. All you guys coming into the live stream. Let's go ahead and get to talking about these 12 robots that I've highlighted here. Get the ball rolling finally. And we got a bit of a variety here. Not any of the same weapons. I try to avoid that, at least in the beetle weight class, where we always have so many creative designs, innovative designs, robots coming from teams we usually don't see competing in the live event circuit. And we start off here with an NHRL finalist and a member of the Elite G3 Robotics, the current holders of the Giant Nut. It is Buffalo Wings, the sequel to Hot Wings, of course, a robot which qualified for the NHRL finals last year with its very unique glue gun, or heat gun, I should say, style weaponry. It's a very fascinating robot, shuffling robot, so it has the weight advantage. I don't know what it is exactly in NHRL, 3.5 pounds, 4 pounds, something along that line. I know it's a little bit controversial, but it does have a bit more weight, a bit more pushing power than your usual robot. The real attraction, though, are those heat guns on the robot. They get into very odd spots in your build, and it kind of worked like a concentrated flamethrower, kind of something we saw on Complete Control back in the day. Plenty of videos of Hot Wings, the prequel to Buffalo Wings, available online, especially on the YouTube page in the Brett Zone. But ranked in NHRL, the sequel Buffalo Wings, number 471. I believe this robot competed in the debut event of the year, the January New Bots competition, and it actually did fairly poorly, hence the ranking it's received right here. So we're going to see if they can improve on that. It's going to be a tough field, of course. A lot of big names here trying to get in that aren't in yet, including the one that we got right here, controversial one, Supreme Ruler. Definitely a polarizing robot. I talk a little bit more about it in one of our future panels that we're going to be going over later on the live stream. But of course, NHRL rank lucky number 7 makes sense because it is Las Vegas' own Vegas Combat Robots, captained by Jeff Waters. This is such a fantastic controlled robot, the innovator of the cam lifter design, which has really taken over the sport. We've seen it at Battle of Robots with Iron Scraps Mini Bot in the Super Final. We're seeing it in the UK with Boltergeist now apparently considering repping, or not considering, it's been announced in the design, repping a large set of cam forks in their heavyweight Axbot design. But the most successful, most prominent remains Supreme Ruler. Of course, like I said, driven by Jeff Waters. And the robot that we have here, of course, not the only piece of the puzzle. There's also a mixtape style flamethrower mini bot that technically makes this machine a cluster bot. Very impressive, very dominant in the past. It's drawn the ire of some people, even some of the people within NHRL, about how slow and prodding its fights can be sometimes, how similar they all look to one another. But I mean, it's earned its spot in my opinion. It was very controversial what happened last year during the NHRL finals with Supreme Ruler. In fact, it was one of the main reasons why I quit doing NHRL pre-shows. But I digress. I'll stand by the fact I think Supreme Ruler is the uncrowned champion. The 3-pound class in 2023, and I know I'm certainly not the only one to hold that thought. They're going to try to win it again here, hopefully with a bit less skeletons in the closet, any shenanigans this time around. Skeletons in the closet is really not a good way to put it. I don't think they did anything wrong, at least in Jeff Waters' case. We're never going to know exactly what happened with that situation, but this is a clean slate. I'm really looking forward to it. And robots I'm really looking forward to, gotta talk about this one, as Shiva Kabore joins on the Combat Collective's live stream. Welcome along. We got Waju, BattleBots veteran from a veteran team I'm sure a lot of you guys recognize, even if you don't recognize him yet. This is from Team Bonks. You might know him from Robot Wars. He's worked with, of course, Gravity, Tough as Nails in the past, BattleBots, Reality, Ominous. Ominous also recently appearing at Extreme Robots. The Dutch Robot games, of course, as well. We've seen a ton of Waju and the likes of many other Dutch robots competing over there, especially recently with their brand new arena. Looks very good. But you might recognize Waju from a different event, a very popular event from a few years in the past, and that was BuggleBots. May it rest in peace. Waju here was the sole Dutch representative, and I believe the second season of BuggleBots. And here it was right here, just obliterating a joke bot. It's not your traditional melty brain spinner. It kind of looks like that at first. It is actually a full body spinner, captained by Tim Bowens, rocking the green here, looking just absolutely vicious. I mean, the fans are shocked right here. They're loving it. Destructive robot. Full body spinners, you really don't see them that often inside the 3-pound weight class. We're going to see one right here, though. It's going to be like a swinging puck inside the arena. Absolutely look forward to it. As we have Combat Robotics Cornell joining the live stream. Welcome aboard. One of the most passionate fan bases in the world of robot combat. Absolutely love those guys. As we now move forward here, fourth and final robot to talk about in the 3-pound class. It is Monkfish. You want to talk about controversial and polarizing? This bot, despite also being from a beloved team like YO Robotics, ranked number 15 here at Norwalk Havoc, Also drew the ire. A little bit of controversy last year, especially at the NHRL finals where it made such a brilliant run to the championship. Undercutter, of course, shuffle robot, but it took advantage of something called the loophole, which is essentially some bizarre cluster bots, shuffle bots, weight combination rule that essentially was like letting people enter something. And I'm fuzzy on the rules with NHRL. They're all a bit unique. Like robots were entering at like the 5 pound, 6 pound, maybe even higher window with some of their fights, and it was definitely becoming a problem. And there was a lot of robots like Loophole, the originator of the rule, of course Booty Brigade, and Monkfish that were exploiting the rule, being very successful with the multibots, hefty multibots that they were going out there with. A lot of people were saying that these fights were comparable to like a handicap match in wrestling, and I can certainly see the complaint being made. But it was always really hard for me to bash on Remy de Guzman and YO Robotics and all the fantastic people that are over there. Lovable people. They also have Wicked Wedge at this competition. We're going to be talking about that later. But that's what we have right now. We got a full body spinner, a shuffling undercutter, a multi-bot cam lifter, and a heat gun, all listed as our beetle weights to watch in this weight class. Maybe not the most meta bots. Maybe so with Monkfish and Supreme Ruler. We're going to have to see how they go down, but let's go ahead and kick the ante up by about, I can't do math all of a sudden. 9 pounds, there we go, to get to the 12-pound class, and we got some very funky designs, some meta bots at the bottom, some not so meta bots up high, a lot of fascinating bots, one newcomer right here. And if you're wondering what we're talking about on the Instagram live stream, if you are on Instagram Live, we are currently discussing Norwalk Havoc's 12-pound class. If you're wondering what I'm pointing out, discussing, go to our YouTube stream. It's in our link in the Instagram bio. We are talking about all these events in detail, and we got graphics for all of them. We got full robots on screen right now. Slam Plan, Mind Flayer, Minor Threat 5, and Drunken Peasant. A couple of repeat offenders on here, I got to admit. But we start up top with Slam Plan, recently discovered by me. Comes from a very talented driver, Business Cat, the one behind Ram Plan, who has, of course, a former NHRL finalist going back to 2022. One of the best control bots in NHRL's history, I would say. This isn't a control bot, though, he's going to be driving this time around. Business Cat, it's going to be a new member of Team Huge, Slam Plan, a huge style robot from Team Huge. Big surprise there, but this one's fascinating. We got, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, for the first time ever, chambered wheels on a huge style robot, at least from Team Huge. Angled wheels, kind of mutant robot style, coming in at a little bit of an inward 20-degree angle. Looks good, might be good for getting away from those awkward walls the NHRL arena has. And then, of course, you got that signature blade up front and center. It looks great. No huge eyes, but I don't think that'll be much of a problem. If you like huge robots, we got even more right here with Mind Flayer, NHRL ranked number 209, but you got to watch out for this robot. You know, I always sing the praises of one Zadkiel and our Extreme Robots videos for the 8 people that watch them, and all of our UK videos, the TCC 100 and what have you. Very solid robot. I think it could be very good in BattleBots one day. The concept is very promising. You know, it's a huge robot with an awkward bludgeoning spinner. You know, you're hitting robots at all sorts of bizarre angles they're not used to. Has a lot of potential. We really didn't get to see it with Mind Flayer's debut event earlier in the year at NHRL. Kind of had a bummer run. But here it is at Motorama earlier this year, where it had a much better performance, taking on a very familiar robot here, one of Donald Sung robots inside the arena. And you can see what this robot can do when it's up to that full potential, competing like Zadkiel, its heavyweight cousin, I guess you could say, across the pond. This thing's deadly. I mean, you got a vertical spinner here with a lot of exposed stuff up top. The spinner, sometimes there's a motor inside the weapon, kind of like what we see here with a little bit of smoke spewing out. You got the weapon belts up there. Sometimes internals are a little bit more exposed than you would think. You can do a lot of damage with a robot like this. And yeah, Mind Flayer caught a little bit of a tough draw on that first NHRL appearance. Gave it a little bit of a low rating, but you got to watch out for, I think, that 209 rating is deceiving. It is Bone Dead Robotics. It is Brandon Bennett Young. Very talented driver. He's seen the original Zadkiel in person. He made that UK trip. Even picked up a little bit of hardware across the pond. Now he's going to see second time's the charm here for Mind Flayer. Pull it off. I certainly would like to see it. And robots that I always think are pulling it off, as I see Team Regicide, My Bot Bill joining on Instagram. Welcome aboard. We have, like I said, this is a robot I can't give up. I feel like every time this robot's in a competition, I am for NHRL, I'm putting it on this robots to watch list. It's a solid robot in my opinion. From Vegas Combat Robotics, a real West Coast powerhouse. We've seen it win Motorama before in the past. We always dominate to NHRL. Had a little bit of a tough outing earlier this year in its sole appearance, I believe, in March, where it went 1-3, I want to believe. We're talking about Minor Threat 5. Love the robot. NHRL ranked number 40 right now. Kind of plummeted after the last few years. And so we have Dutch Robot Games joining the live stream. Hello, Dutch Robot Games. We were just talking about Waju representing Holland at this event, hyping it up, talking about its appearance at BoogleBots a couple of years back. We're super excited to see it. Hopefully we can see more of y'all in the U.S. And hopefully we can see more Dutch Robot Games. It would certainly be something I would like to cover here on TCC in the future at some point in some capacity. But yes, I'm really looking forward to Minor Threat 5. Classic vertical spinner. Hopefully they have the Shremek. You really got to watch out for it. And then finally, we have Drunken Peasant. NHRL ranked number 96. We had a Dutch robot in the Beetleweight class. You know, I love my international flair. Well, here was the sole Mexican robot inside this competition here at NHRL October. It is a robot we've seen, I'd say, about a handful of times appearing inside the House of Havoc. NHRL ranked number 96. It's about a middle tier robot. Always picks up a couple of wins. Sometimes they'll pick up a couple of losses as well. Sometimes more losses than wins at times, unfortunately. Like I said, a very traditional bot, rudimentary, maybe a couple of years outdated, maybe not. This is a new year, and this is an outdated picture we have right here. But, you know, we don't really have much robot combat happening in Mexico. We had, you know, Blue Demon, the heavyweight in 2018. A couple robots, you know, competing in about the middleweight class and smaller here or there, Robo Games, other competitions, NHRL. The Drunken Peasant has been probably the most active, if not one of the most active. Maybe not a championship contender, but you never know with these bizarre 12-pound runs we've seen robots have in the past. I mean, shoot, Full Court is our current annual defending NHRL champion for the 12-pound class. And now we take a look at 4 featherweights instead. We go up about 18 pounds now to the featherweight class. Just 18 pounds. We don't have any 45-pound shufflers this time. No robots similar to the Combat Crusader. Hopefully we can see it back at some point. Maybe next year. But we do have some fun robots here. At least on the top half. Bottom half, kind of scary. Kind of all business, wouldn't you say? Here's a robot I feel like we haven't talked about enough at all on the Combat Collective, especially for these live streams, and that is Mr. Roper. I think we discussed it a little bit when the Combat Crusader fought as a robot I would like to fight. But we fought it and it beat us, so here it is. NHRL ranked number 48. A little bit thanks to us. It's a beloved robot. It's a fan favorite. It's an all-star. It appeared on ESPN earlier this year. And I got to admit, the driver convinced me. He was from New Zealand the first time he competed. I can't believe I was kayfabed. And then he took off the wig at the end of the event. And I was like, oh, man, well, that dude's not from New Zealand. He's from, like, fucking New Hampshire. But I digress. I absolutely love Team Eel Monkey. I have some of their stickers and what have you in the background over here that you can usually see during the main TCC videos. And it's a spunky robot, surprisingly durable. It's earned its NHRL number 48 ranking. But a robot that's also earned its ranking with only one performance in the entire year, sitting on it despite slowly losing its spot. It is Moccasin, NHRL ranked number 18. Obviously, the biggest featherweight in the field, and that's because it is a miniature version of Mammoth, made by the one and only Mammoth builder Ricky Willems, sometimes an NHRL commentator. Maybe not this time around, though, because he might be busy. It's kind of what happened during the January New Robots event. They anticipated him to be there for commentary. They thought Moccasin was going to be in and out quick. Moccasin ended up making the semis, and poor guy ended up not having any. Ricky Willems ended up not having any TV time at all behind the desk pretty much that event, coming in here at rank number 18. The robot does the Mammoth thing, has a little bit of oomph, a little bit of push, a little bit of power, obviously, but it does suffer from the usual Mammoth issues. Sometimes the wheels get knocked out, sometimes things feel a little overexposed, and that might be a problem with these next 2 robots. We got, of course, Texas's own, just a few ranks lower than Mr. Roper, Warhard Double XL. We've seen Warthog XL have some success this year. We've seen the 3-pound Warthog straight up win championships in the 3-pound class. They're already invited to the NHRL finals. Well, now Warthog Double XL tries to join. We predicted them to make it all the way last time, but it wasn't the case. Warthog Double XL has a chance here, though. Very stacked lineup, plenty of solid robots, even robots that we don't have listed here, like Synthesis 30, like Emperor. Might be tricky, but it is the Juarez family. I trust them. It is probably the best roboteers in all of Southern Texas, at least in the Houston area. NHRL ranked number 41, like I said. And, you know, it might be a Hornet inside the arena with that vicious egg beater. The design is definitely translated through the weight classes. It's tried and true. Powerful robot, but this robot might also be powerful. Last stop on the international train. We got Pegasus, the solo Brazilian 30-pounder in the tournament. We have no Uriah. We have no Team Riobots. We have no AGVS. We do have Team Troya, though, a lesser-known Brazilian team. They have one robot in every single weight class. And Pegasus is their 30-pound representative, the biggest robot they've brought along. It's a beautiful robot. It's clearly taken hints and cues from numerous powerful Brazilian robots, such as the original Toro, such as Zupacabra, such as many machines in the past. Traditional shape, hard to get a bite into. Looks like a hard rim of plastic around the robot. Nice solid drum. Pretty good machine. Definitely wouldn't mind seeing it face any of these machines. Could have a really solid slugfest with Warthog. Might have some fun matches with the likes of Mr. Roper and Moccasin. I'll tell you what, wouldn't mind seeing Mr. Roper and Moccasin tussle it up either. Both of them are pretty enjoyable designs. You can definitely see situations where maybe Moccasin can grab Mr. Roper's arms, what have you. We'll have to see what goes down. I'm going to grab a drink real quick, though, as CJC joins the live stream. I'll be right back, y'all. I'm going to get me a drink before we go ahead and talk about non-qualified robots. Heard that GBH will be in bit for this year. Shit. I wish. I'll tell you what, GBH could have certainly beat some of those shithole robots I saw a couple of hours ago. It was absolutely nuts. I couldn't believe some of the things that were entering the arena. I joked about it a little bit in the Battle of Robots, the BattleBots Wiki Discord chat. Battle of Robots is insane. 1 second you'll see a robot that's an absolute marvel of engineering made by someone you've never heard of. You're just in absolute awe of it. And then across the arena, it will be like a meth head Hasek's hog made by someone else you've never heard of. And it's like, what a contrast here. The Russian Eurasian scene. It's super insane. As Deep Snake has also joined here. Sorry, got a bit of a sidetrack. Let me go grab that drink, guys. I'll be right back. Don't go. Ow! I just pinged my knee. Fucking hell. Don't go anywhere, y'all. I will be right back. I'm going to grab a drink. And when I come back, we're going to get a little spicy. We're going to talk about storylines, and we're going to be talking about robots that have not qualified for the December finals yet. Kind of scary. We're going to see who's here, who's not. Oh, God, not that one. Also, not that one. That one. And Instagram people, you can look at my wall. I spent way too much money on. I'll tell you what, though, talking about Bit for Robotov, some of them robots have gone absolutely insane. I can't believe the power Kolobaka has now. Can't wait to talk about it. We are going to do a Battle of the Robots Group B breakdown at some point. I don't think it's going to be as far away as the last one, fortunately. So look forward to that. Vitor Bertramel, I think I pronounced that right. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome aboard. And now we're back. Going to talk about a little bit more NHRL here in the second half of our live stream. Just an hour-long show. You know how it goes here. We are live on Instagram and YouTube. If you are watching live on Instagram right now, you want the full stream experience. We have graphics. We have pictures. We have videos. We have all sorts of fun stuff. We have a live chat on our YouTube live feed. Just look at it into the No sleep, my bad. Look at it in the description below. Check it out. And if you have not subscribed to the YouTube page, do so. And hey, YouTubers, I'll flip it the other way. If you want a simpler way to watch the pre-stream, if you have to go somewhere, throw it on Instagram. Follow the Comeback Collective on Instagram. Sometimes we make news posts over there. I really should have made more this year, and I haven't been. That's on me. We'll see how it goes. I need to do more. Maybe for 2024, I'll be better about it. As I drink a Baja Blast, Breakfast of Champions, but I need the energy. I need that caffeine right now, and so will a lot of other robots that might not be making the tournament, as quite a few of these are. Quite a few of these robots will not be at the Battle of Robots December Battle of Robots. We got too many events with December finals. The NHRL December finals, a few of these robots will not be making it. We're talking about featherweights, hobbyweights, and beetleweights here. And first things first, we're going to put a highlight on the 2 highest ranked robots in every single weight class that are not going to be present, or may not be present depending on the weight class, for the NHRL December finals. And honestly, when I made this graphic, or when I thought about making this graphic, I thought it was going to be a lot more fun. I thought we were going to have a lot of these robots, trying to get in last second to the December finals with such a high ranking. But that really wasn't the case here. We got Kablooey Tango, number 2 in the featherweight class, and STF number 9 in the featherweight class. Kablooey Tango has not competed in the featherweight class at all this year, which is absolutely shocking because 2023 they were in pretty much every single event possible, going all the way from January to the finals, and that's kind of why they still have this number 2 ranking. As for STF, I think it had 1 average appearance earlier in the year, but that was really it. Both these robots, though, they are not at the NHRL October event. We haven't really seen anything at all from Kablooey Tango or Lucy Do the entire year. And as for STF, we do have some WPI robots at this event. We don't really have many in the finals, but there are 1 or 2. But here is STF here, and it's not at the event, unfortunately. Save the Frogs. The Frogs can't be saved this time. The Shuffling Tomb Clone not present, and nor will be Torrent or Voxel number 12. We just saw Torrent get ripped apart by one Mind Flayer in that example video. It is number 9 ranked at NHRL, of course, from Donald Sung, the guy that once was roommates with Jameson Go. They'll tell you that every single time at an NHRL event. Not at this competition. Hasn't had a good year. Voxel 12, though, number 4 ranked inside the heavyweight class. Also absent from this event. Bit of a bummer, and it's kind of questionable, kind of confusing when you consider the fact that Voxel version 0.1, and this is where it gets fascinating, is at this event. It's number 4 ranked robot, and it's going to try to sneak in last second into one of those 3-pound final selections for Team Defective, and so will one Supreme Ruler. We just talked about it earlier, and we're going to talk about it again before the stream even ends. Number 6 ranked overall robot. I think it's going to be there. I'd be very shocked if it doesn't make at least the semifinals with how talented of a driver Jeff Waters is and how well he's done in the past with this robot. I mean, like I said, when I made this graphic, I thought it was going to be a lot more fun. I thought we were going to see a bunch of robots that were gunning for the title at the very end. Not really the case here. Only in the beetleweight class, which is why I saved them for the last, put them at the bottom. Actually, very interesting with the Voxel situation. One of them's competing, one of them isn't. Like, what's that about? Supreme Ruler, though, probably out of all those, or at least those 2 robots at the bottom out of all those robots. Most confident I am with that one making the championship. But let's look at the bigger picture here. Robots that are going to be in the championship, or maybe I should say teams, as Ed Vianak joins the Instagram Live. Thank you for hopping along. What do we have here? We got Vegas Combat Robotics, TKO Robotics, Team Troya, Team Bunks, Team Small Bots, YO Robotics, Team Mad, and Team Huge. Let's talk about them all one by one real quick. Of course, the big one here with all the entries is Vegas Combat Robotics, co-working here with Team Small Robots to make Smooth Brain Technologies. And in the 3-pound class, these guys, of course, have the powerful Supreme Ruler, probably going to be driven by Jeff Waters. They also have Camino, a robot I'm not exactly too familiar with in the 3-pound class. We have Minor Threat 5 representing the Vegas crew. We just talked about it in the 12-pound division. And then new robot. I always get excited about a new robot, especially in the 30-pound class. Kind of sounds like a cluster bot. Pocket Aces. It's going to be there as well. Podcast is interesting. If it's a couple of, and it might just be because they are called Ace. If it ends up being a couple of cam lifter needle style robots, that's going to be tough to beat. They might end up making the NHRL finals too. TKO Robotics, meanwhile, Drum Zero and Morning Shot. These guys were actually a late addition to the list. This was going to be WPI's spot. WPI was going to lead, and we were going to be like, oh, WPI is such a mainstay. He hasn't qualified. But it turns out they have qualified. They have, like, I want to say Fully Defined and a couple of other robots were inside them. Have already been invited, I should say. Let me not get too out of hand here. Talking about TKO Robotics, they are the sole Canadian representatives at this event. We have not seen Morning Shot, to my knowledge, at an NHRL competition, but we have seen Drum Zero repping the Canadian flag and the TKO logo before. But it was all the way back in the January competition. Robot didn't do good, so now they're sandwiching the year with another performance against a bunch of other desperate robots, trying to send them away packing. And then we have Team Troya Robotics, like disassociated there for a second. That was trippy. We have Team Troya Robotics, the sole representatives from Brazil this time. Like I said, we don't really have any AJBS, Riobots, Uriah, Thunder Rats inside the NHRL finals this year, but Team Troya Robotics wants to bring that Brazilian flag to the NHRL finals, as we got Cavaco in the 3-pound class, Bjorn in the 12-pound class, and we already saw it earlier, Pegasus in the 30-pound class. All three of these robots, two-wheel drive vertical spinning drums of various sorts, various definitions. Pegasus, of course, stood the most out to me, but Cavaco could easily go far. And even could Bjorn, if all these robots prove to be the absolute killers they are. And nothing silly like we've seen in the past with some teams like Brauburn or Spikehead or what have you. And talking about international teams of the past, we already talked about them a little bit, but Team Bonks. Awesome robot, of course. Awesome team. I love these classic Dutch teams. Tim Bowens has been big for the sport. Super passionate guy for the game. And he's here with one robot this time. Who knows what he's doing? Probably hard at work right now as we speak. It's Waju, the full body spinner, veteran of Bugglebots, and a couple other competitions. Probably numerous Bristol Bot Builders events as Lutsav joins the Instagram Live. Welcome along. And then we also have joined the controversial squad. Wait, never mind, I'm one off. Before we join the controversial squad, we also have Team Small Robots from Arizona. If you don't know, this is the team behind the one and only flipper Banshee, a flipper which actually defeated TKO Robotics Lucky earlier this year. That might make for a fun rematch of sorts. YO Robotics with, not YO. Team Small Robots with Puka taking on TKO with Drum Zero. Could be fascinating. But yeah, before Team Small Robots had flippers like Kelpie, like Banshee, of course, they had some really solid drum bots like Puka and Son of Cram, who have qualified for NHRL finals in the past. Puka especially most recently with 2023. But they haven't been able to really pick up the ball lately. Very unfortunate. YO Robotics, this will be the first time they compete this year. They have Wicked Wedge. They have Monkfish. Monkfish is always going to be a championship contender, especially if the rules are still very similar. And Wicked Wedge may not be, a contender per se, but it is an NHRL mainstay. One of the longest active machines competing, probably in NHRL's history right now, as we have Stefan Van Idzerton as the person joining the live stream right now. Welcome aboard. This one's a little bit of a homer, the one under YO Robotics. We have Team Mutually Assured Destruction, Team MAD with Drumder Child. Thunder Child, of course, another robot which has competed at Norwalk Havoc, and I'm sorry, not Norwalk Havoc, Bugglebots in the past. Maybe they can join along with Bonks in a Bugglebots veterans matchup. But this isn't Thunder Child, the weaponless wedge competing. This is Drumder Child. Thunder Child, literally armed with a drum. Think L-Tempered Mutt from Robotica. With how the switch goes down. Very fancy, very traditional, just like Nate. And I love Nate. Known him since the Robot Arena 2 days, so you'll never catch me saying anything bad about Nate Franklin. He's such a cool guy. And then finally, we have another team that represents BattleBots a little bit. I think we got, let's see here, 4 of the 8 teams here pretty much representing BattleBots with VCR, TKO, Small Robots in here with Team Huge. We already talked about Slam Plant in the 12-pound class. Might be filling the void with no huge here, no disco, no other disco, none of the other family of robots coming from the is it Dorster? I want to say the Dorster family, but I digress. We also have B-roll in the 3-pound class, and I have no clue what this B-roll robot is. It's a mystery to you as it is me. Quite fascinated to see what it ends up being. I'd like to know. Out of all these, who do I think is going to make it? Kind of hard to predict. I think VCR will end up finding a spot in with one of the robots. Same with Troya, though. You know, that might be a coin flip because we really don't know much about Troya. I always try to put high stock into Team Small robots, and then they have some really rough events, and it's always a little bit of a bummer. I think I would put some stock into Vegas Combat Robotics and YO Robotics, and probably Team Huge. Why not Team Huge? I'll put it into those three. I think I would probably sit it right there with them. And now I think we should take a look at some of the storylines, talking about all the finals drama happening at this event, robots around the world, rule drama. Some robots just aren't caught up in that. We have a lot of robots that we haven't seen in a little while, like Caldera 12, like Moccasin. They're showing back up to the NHRL arena to compete just one more time, get warmed back up, get those gears loose for the NHRL finals just 1 month away. Maybe they're not here for the glory. They're certainly not here for the qualification spot. They might be here for the money. It is a little bit of a chunk of change. But nope, they're here to refine their blade because they're going for the main prize, the December NHRL Championship, something they already have a ticket to. And who's to stop them? Maybe they'll go ahead and win and really get themselves some momentum for the NHRL Championship event. And if you want to get some momentum, you got to get a ticket there. And we got plane tickets leaving right now, hot off the website, as this is quite the international flair. A lot of flags flying at this event. We got robots from Holland and Waju. We got robots from Brazil like Bjorn. Mexico like Drunken Peasant. Canada like, of course, oh gosh, Mornings. The name's escaping me. We just looked at it, dude. Like Drum Zero, almost said Max Drum. We even have Bangladesh. We have a Bangladeshi robot that is not, I believe we don't have a picture of it yet. I think it's called like Falcon Zero or something like that. It is drawing, I want to say Waddles or Emperor. I think it's Waddles in the very first round. Very tough draw, but we're going to see what the Bangladeshi robot is made out of. It's such a unique country, even for like a guy like me who's been watching a lot of Battle of Robots lately, seeing machines from like Iran and Belarus competing at the heavyweight class. Still very fascinating because you don't hear about Bangladesh competing at all. Then, of course, you got the biggest story right here. Obviously, international robots trying to get in. We want those flags flying at the finals. That's a big deal. It's fun to see how the improving finalists do, but they're already in the finals. What's going on with these two? Trouble might be afoot with Supreme Ruler and Monkfish, two multibots, two polarizing robots from 2023, and they both return with intentions to sneak into the December finals because, like I just mentioned, both of these robots are not in the December finals yet. They're not there. They got to get there. We're going to have to see how it happens. They got to defeat a lot of robots, and the sport has evolved an entire year since we've seen either of them. I mean, YO Robotics, we know they've competed. We know they've been like MRCA and what have you. But, I mean, for us here at TCC, if you watch what we're covering, they've been pretty much a ghost this entire year. Not really the case with Supreme Ruler, of course. We've seen a lot of jackpot at Proving Grounds, at BattleBots, of course. Jeff Waters, pretty much a part-time employee with BattleBots, always coming in and helping the people out. Time for him to pony up, cowboy up, and get back out to the East Coast. Try to get into the finals. Try to stress Luke Stengel out a little bit. I love you, Luke. I do apologize. We're going to have to see how it goes down. Very excited about it. Where should I go take it from here? I think I got to run to the restroom. Going to be blunt with you guys. But when I come back, we're going to take one more final look at some other things. We're going to look at my predictions, and then we have some time. We're going to look at the qualifier matches that are going to be kicking off the stream. At least for you guys. I'm going to be watching Battle of Robots on VK whenever we go off the air here. But don't worry, I will be catching up by NHRL. I got a full day ahead of me. I'm probably not going to get to sleep until like 11 at night if I can't be blunt. We'll be right back. Once again, sorry for another intermission. Nature's calling. You know how it goes. We're talking predictions. We're talking big fights to watch out for when we come back here in just a minute. time. I'm backing away. We are back. Hello, Mad Key. I know you joined while I left, so hopefully you're still here. But we are back, and we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this live stream up with a couple more things to talk about. Predictions, fights to watch out for, see what's happening on the docket for Norwalk Havoc today during their... Okay, I lost connection on my stream. That was bizarre. That happened for a split second, but we're back, I think, talking about it. Yes, Waju representing Holland, full body spinner. Can't wait to see it. Monkfish will be taking advantage of the loophole roll. Is that still a thing? We're gonna have to see it in action. Representing YO Robotics, NHRL rank number 15, might very well make the NHRL finals. Who else make the NHRL finals? Well, probably Minor Threat or Slam Plan, one of the two from veteran BattleBots teams. Slam Plan, a new robot. Minor Threat, far from it. Minor Threat, a former NHRL champion, but it's got to find its way to the championship all the same. As does Mind Flayer from Bone Dead Robotics, captained by Brandon Bennett Young. 12-pound version of Zagcule. Very solid robot. Hasn't really broken out of NHRL yet. And, of course, Drunken Peasant representing Mexico. Classic drum bot at the bottom. NHRL rank 96. In the 30-pound class, we put a highlight on Mr. Roper, one of the most beloved for fun robots in the tournament. It's back, pretty much become a mainstay of NHRL, kind of like the positively hysterical of the 12-pound class. Overmyth is returning here, NHRL rank 18. We saw it in January. We haven't seen it since. They're warming up for the NHRL finals. Trying to get into the NHRL finals, though, we have two drum bots, Warhard Double XL, the Egg Beater, and Pegasus, the Brazilian drum bot. Only Brazilian in this 30-pound championship from Team Troia, who has not qualified for the NHRL championship. They have a chance in all three classes. TKO has two chances in the 3-pound class. They have Lucky, but they recently lost Matt Olson. They're trying to find momentum where they can get it. Vegas Combat Robotics has a whole slew of robots. Supreme Ruler, Pocket Aces, Minor Threat 5. Team Bonks has Waju. Team Mad has Drummer Child. Some solos there. Team Small Robots has Puka, the 3-pounder, and a big version of Puka, Son of Cram, the 12-pounder. YO Robotics has a couple of contenders, Monkfish, Wicked Wedge, and we got some unqualified robots here. The highest ranked robots, a lot of these not competing at the event, Kablooey Tango, STF, Voxel 12, Torrent, they aren't here. But the two highest ranked Beetleweights to not be qualified, Voxel and Supreme Ruler, they are. Going to be interesting to see if they qualify. It would be very fascinating to see if they meet for a qualifier spot. And of course, we talked about the stories. Robots are warming up for December. International robots, we still have yet to see many of them get in. They have a few here. They have a chance. And trouble might be afoot with the polarizing Monkfish and Supreme Ruler. Whew, that was a mouthful. But now, we're going to go ahead and go to our... Oh, man. You know what? I should have set this up beforehand. Boom. Wait, no. Boom. And then... Become... I should have done this earlier. I completely forgot because we haven't used it yet. This. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. That. Perfect. Now we can look at the matchups that potentially have been made for this qualifier tournament so far. And here we go, taking a look at some of them. We have Supreme Ruler taking on Snorkels. Never heard of that robot. We got Nurgle taking on Buffalo Wings. Looks like that fight is actually about to take down here in a couple of minutes. Robo Collector 30, good friend of mine. Welcome to the live stream. Stag Beetlebot, an internal competitor at NHRL events. A beloved machine. Let me Instagram can hear me, but I don't think YouTube can. There we go. Let me get over here so y'all can actually see me. Any other things that stand out here? We got a fun Halloween name in G.H. Astley. Morning Shot, of course, the Canadian TKO representative taking on Chaotic Destruction. Rhino versus Temporal Terror. Oh, here's a battle of veterans. ER Stingray taking on Division Version 4 in the first round of the qualifiers. Puka and Voxel, two robots we talked about. Various opponents here. Never heard of Buck Bumble. but I have heard of Pine Victus. Voxel version 1 versus Pine Victus should be a competitive match. From Team Huge, we have B-Roll. They're going to be taking on Sprocket Man. Knee Biter is going to be battling Waju. That'll be a fascinating U.S. versus Holland matchup. Talos, don't know who that robot is, but I love the name. Shoutouts to Robot Wars Series 2. Wicked Wedge is battling Spin Cycle. Sounds like a control bot versus Spinner matchup. Little Bob is going to be the heartbreaker of the tournament. They're going to take on Positively Hysterical before anybody else. Heracross versus the Throngler. That's 2 Pokemon themed robots so far. We love that. Impact, of course, from Lars Elliott. I almost made a highlight robot, but there were some other fun ones. They are here. They have yet to qualify for the NHRL final. Would love to see them sneak in somehow. Taking on a robot name, taking suggestions. Like that name. We've seen that robot a couple times in the past, I do believe. We have Sasquatch versus Hank. Black Beans versus the Drum Bot Scrambled. Sounds like a breakfast battle if you ask me. Beetlejuice, another Drum Bot, taking on Fangtooth. Mako versus Cavaco. Now that's a main event level matchup. We just saw Mako make it to an NHRL final in our last event, the September event. Cavaco, the Soul, 3-pound Brazilian. It's going to be fun. Ghastly, that's 3 Pokemon right there with the names. Sorry, 3 robots with Pokemon names right there. Just no sleep is getting to me. With 55, we got about, 7 minutes left to do this live stream. We got this. And that is our 3-pound Beetleweight matchups in the qualifying round, at least, to look out for. I mean, really, that Cavaco versus Mako match could be phenomenal. Mako could get ripped apart by Cavaco, and that's a crazy debut for Cavaco, kind of similar to what we've seen at the AGVS spots. Remember Twin Beasts debut? Or we could see Mako do what Mako does best and get some of the nasty spots on that robot, rip it apart, and upset Cavaco. Maybe take it out of the competition. We'll have to see what happens. As Dara Official joins the Instagram Live, welcome aboard. Let's talk about these 12-pound first-round classes. Not nearly as much. You know how it goes. Caldera 12 is taking on Downpour. Slam Plan versus Drunken Peasant. 2 robots I highlighted meeting in the first round. You'll love to see it. Mexico versus USA. That huge style design with the chamber wheels should be perfect to battle a robot like Drunken Peasant. We'll see how it goes. 22 inches of Monarchy, takes on Budget Boy, an MIT robot that has not qualified yet. Steggy versus Paradox. Honeyfied versus Doppelgator. That is, of course, Team Honeycracked versus Team Gator Robotics, as my dog enters in the background. Master Blaster takes on the successful Drumbot, Son of Cram. Blackjack, of course, from Team What's Up Danger, a robot that's already qualified, kind of like Mako, funny enough, takes on Bjorn, the 12-pound representative the Brazilian representative in the 12-pound class. Mind Flayer takes on Mary in a Pokemon versus Eldritch Showdown. Questionable Choices takes on a Weather Report, wild names there. Rebound takes on Plusle and Minum, her 5th Pokemon named robot in the competition here. Battletoads takes on Minor Threat 5. Now that's going to be a fun match. Maybe that's our main event level match here in the 12-pounders. We got a robot that's already qualified, probably the best multi-bot in the 12-pound class right here. Always super fun because they always mix up what robot they are representing, and they're paying homage from BattleBots. And they're taking on a Big Daddy vert like Minor Threat 5, a robot that has the championship acclaim, has been in NHRL finals in the past, and it might need to get through Battletoads if it wants to get to another. Let's finally look at the 30-pound class before we look at our predictions. And thank you to everyone that has watched on Instagram. Thank you to everyone that has watched on YouTube. Maybe not our biggest stream, but it has been a lot of fun. Graphics have been fun to make, and I am doing pretty well despite not being on any sleep at all. In fact, right at 7 o'clock when I started the stream it was officially 24 hours of no sleep. So yay me, I guess. I mean, I'm 25. We're really proud of us. We got some robots here, including another matchup right off the bat of machines that I highlighted as machines to watch. Mr. Roper versus Warhard Double XL, a very contrasting battle. You have an all fun, all joke, all control bot, and Mr. Roper taking on all serious, compact, built for destruction, like Warhard Double XL. And I mean, hey, Mr. Roper defeated the Combat Crusader, a Texas representative. Maybe Warhard Double XL can avenge us. We have B-Force taking on Synthesis 30 in a Battle of the Verts. V0, I know nothing about this robot, takes on Pocket Aces. I believe it's a multi-bot. Moccasin takes on Spicy Toucan in a Zoo Tycoon battle. I don't even know what you can call that. Emperor has got a forfeit win over Falcon Zen. Or maybe, yeah, Falcon Zen is a... Wait, no. Okay, Falcon Zen is the one that has forfeited. So the Bangladeshi robot did not make it. That breaks my heart. It's not necessarily surprising because we have had no footage of it, pictures of it at all. I tried doing my research because it was going to be a bot to watch. It's hard when there's nothing to watch. We got 2 other fights here. Ghoul, I almost highlighted that robot as well. It is the sequel to Smack-A-Lantern, who we still have chunks of on our TCC desk here. Should really pull up some pictures of it real quick because it's a very, very pretty robot. Maybe I won't because let's look up Ghoul real quick because it should pop up quick. As it is 7:59, I'll go ahead. I'll get you guys out of here pretty quickly. Don't worry, I promise. Is Ghoul not here? Oh, here it is. Yep, from Paul Totorsi, who I met at the NHRL March event with TCC, of course. That's another robot we lost too. We lost to Smack-A-Lantern. How I got the pieces off there. We should have won it, but you know, well, we did. I shouldn't say we should have won it. They won it, but we were winning until we weren't. That's how Robot Combat goes, though. Pictures aren't loading, so oh wait, as I say that, there we go. That's Ghoul, guys. Really pretty. The drum looks a lot better than what Smack-A-Lantern originally had. It still has that traditional shape. Very, you know, Scooby-Doo villain kind of vibes with it. I kind of like it a lot. Is there any other matches really to bring up here in the 30-pound class? Because All Light versus Ghoul should be very Halloween-y, very spooky. Bifurcator taking on Pegasus. Don't know what Bifurcator is. Pegasus, though we've been all over at this video. And that wraps up that. Looking at those qualifier matchups, of course, some big-time main event level matches with Battle Tots versus Minor Threat, Mr. Roper versus Warhard Double XL, and what was that other big one? Mako versus Cavaco. That was the other one. 3 matches right there, one from each class to watch out for. But you know what? I know what y'all. Yeah. But I know what y'all want before we leave, and that is predictions. And I got you guys. Yes, I cannot escape my love for Minor Threat and my just seeming respect for it, I guess. Because once again, it's right here. I'm predicting it once again. Here I am once again predicting Minor Threat to be champion. I think it's going to do it. I know there's some very solid robots, but we don't have, you know, the minimizer, maximizer group there. We don't have to worry about any of those Ohio horizontal spinners. Team Defective really isn't in force at this event. They have a couple of robots, like I know Promheda's there, but really not the most threatening class. I think they might have a shot. Supreme Ruler is going to dominate the 3-pound class. They're going to do exactly what they did last time, and no one's going to stop them this time around. No controversy. Hopefully not. And in the 30-pound class, maybe a little bit more of a safe bet compared to the other two. We have Synthesis 30 from Team Pandemonium. It's just such a damn good robot. It's already qualified for the finals. I think it might even already have a championship this year. I think it's going to add another here if that is the case. Supreme Ruler, Minor Threat 5, and Synthesis 30 as my Beetleweight, Hobbyweight, and Featherweight winners respectively. Once again, Supreme Ruler, Beetleweight champion, Minor Threat 5, Hobbyweight champion, Synthesis 30, Featherweight champion. Take those to the Vegas Bank, boys, because I think at least one of them will be right. I've had really good numbers the last 2 events. I would have probably had Megatron right if Jameson Go didn't back out. Not that I don't blame him, but I digress. But that's going to wrap it up here, guys. It's 8:03 a.m. NHRL is going live, and I know Battle of Robots is also probably going live here in just a couple of minutes. If they haven't already gone live already, there's probably like dudes in robot outfits dancing with fucking light poles, and like they had like one of those Cirque du Soleil circles during their opening ceremony earlier this time around. It was kind of intense. So yes, watch NHRL, watch the new TCC video that posted like 12 hours ago, covering Battle of Robots Qualifier A, and watch Battle of Robots Qualifier B. It's also live right now. In fact, fun fact, I almost did live streams like this for Battle of Robots, but then I thought, who the fuck's gonna watch a live stream at 2 a.m.? I'm surprised I get people tuning in at the 7 a.m. streams. I need an event where I can just like do one at like 5 p.m. Like the RoboGame stream was 5 p.m. That was awesome. Everyone was there for that one. But I digress. This has been Stroing Brown here with the Combat Collective as always, here with our great time. Great stream. Talked about a lot of stuff. We made our predictions. Supreme Ruler, Minor Threat 5, and Synthesis to win their respective classes. And the next time you see me, it will probably be for the Battle of Robots Qualifier B rundown. No face-offs to cover yet. I'm probably waiting until the European Championships to cover more Extreme Robots. I still got to do Labman Fight Fest. I am going to do that before the end of the year, along with Battle of Mini Robots. Maybe even NHRL Finals preview video if I have the time and the motivation to. We're going to see what goes on. We haven't been the most active on TCC this year. I've been very blunt about it. But this was a very grindy weekend, and it's always very satisfying when you're at the end of it, like I am with this. I've pulled the all-nighter. I've gotten notes for one big event. I've edited and published one video, and now here we are doing a stream with graphics I put together last second. But it all got done. So if you've been along for the ride, thank you. If you're here for the ride, thank you. This has been the Combat Collective, and this has been Sterling Brown. If you want to check out the Combat Collective, we have the YouTube page. You're here right now for a lot of y'all. Subscribe, like the live stream. I would say leave a comment, but there's a chat, isn't there? Of course, follow the Discord server. Not the most active server, but we do have plenty of fans and builders mingling and chatting in there, showing their content off. Every now and then, we make our YouTube video announcements there first before anywhere else. And we also have an Instagram and Facebook page as well for news posts and other video updates. They go there as well. Be sure to check them all out, because this has been Sterling Brown at the Combat Collective. And we got 2 big robot combat events happening, so let me not keep y'all here any longer. You guys have a great night. Or morning. I guess it's morning for all of us, huh? Well, shit.